Good morning. How to make all-purpose unbleached how to make sourdough starter with all-purpose unbleached flour. Today is day 5 for us making our own sourdough starter using unbleached all-purpose flour. So today is December 1st, unless there is November 31. I don't think so, right? So December 1st, 2022. So let's take a look at our starter. It seems like it increased again in size, right? Okay, so let's look for our numbers. So yeah, we have 1 cup, 2 cups, and 3 cups here. So 2 cups and a half. So yesterday when we fed it, it was 1 cup and a half, and today it rose to 2 cups and a half. So let's bring it closer. When we fed it day 4, it was 1.5 cup level, and now it rose to 2.5 cup. 3 cups is here. That's when we will say that it doubled in sizes. But for sure, we know you can make your own sourdough starter using unbleached all-purpose flour and tap water, if that's what you have. So let's take a look at inside, and you can see all those bubbles. If you have been following us day after day for the changes happening in the sourdough starter, you can see that we are having bubbles and bubbles. So the flour is fermenting. The microorganisms, the culture in the dough is creating gases, rising the dough for us. So what kind of container do you need for your sourdough starter? A glass jar, a quart glass jar, wide mouth that you can put your hand in, is a good one to use, but you can use anything you have on hand. It's just that it makes it easy for us to see the reading, to see how far our dough is rising. Can you use unbleached all-purpose flour to make sourdough starter? Yes, you can, and that's what we have been using to make our sourdough starter. What kind of water do you need to make your sourdough starter or to feed your sourdough starter? You can use bottled water, you can use filtered water, you can use tap water. If you can drink it, you can use it. What type of temperature your water should be? Or should you use cold water or warm water for your sourdough starter? Use room temperature water for your sourdough starter. So before we start, I'm going to wash my hand. we make our own soap, so I'm letting it dry or cure before I sell them. Since I use the water to wash my hand, I could say that the water is at room temperature. So how do you feed your sourdough starter? What is the ratio between, the sourdough starter and flour? Those might be questions you might be asking yourself. Let's get a spoon. To save on your flour is good. You only feed a half cup of sourdough starter. So how to feed your sourdough starter? It is day 5 of making the sourdough starter. So you will stir it. Before I do that, let me take picture of those bubbles. So we are going to stir the sourdough starter. And we will pour half in our measurement cup. So you take a half cup of sourdough starter. Don't know if you recall how it was when we fed it yesterday and how it is now. It is on the liquid side. So to the half cup that we took, we'll transfer it to our clean quart wide mouth jar. And I'm using a canning jar, but you can use any container you have on hand. If you can close it loosely, that will be great. You just have to eyeball the, how it's rising. So to half cup of our sourdough starter, that's 1 cup, that's half cup. We are going to add a half cup of tap water. We are going to have the articles and the images on our website, and you'll be able to visit nenasoap.com for the blog articles and the pictures. So we add half cup of water to the sourdough starter, and we are going to add 1 cup of flour. And we are going to use all-purpose unbleached flour. I like to get a knife to scrape the flour. So make sure you get, your flour. And I have space here. But I have a mount there. So with my knife, I will just scrape it toward this side so that I can cover, that area and scrape the excess off. So we have 1 cup of flour. And what I like to do is use my flour container to pour it in it. That way I won't have a mess here, and I'm just going to take it to the sink to shake the excess off. And having the water at the bottom, we'll be able to mix it together well. It's good to do that above the table so that you do not drop it. And just mix it about a minute to get all the flour, mix it together, and get the sourdough starter, mix it together with the water and the flour. So you want to have all your 3 ingredients, the sourdough starter, the water, and the flour, mix well together. So what is the ratio, or what are the ingredients you use to make your sourdough starter, or to feed your sourdough starter? You take a half cup of sourdough starter, you feed it with half cup of water and 1 cup of flour. And by using half cup of starter, you won't use a lot of flour, because the ratio is 1 cup of flour for half a cup of sourdough starter. So if you want to feed 1 cup of sourdough starter, you are going to use 2 cups of flour and 1 cup of water. So 1 pound of sourdough starter, you add 1 pound of water and 2 parts of flour to it. That is the ratio of the ingredients to the sourdough starter. If I'm using my terminology well, that's that. So now we have it together, and let's remember 1 part of sourdough starter, you add 1 part of water and 2 parts of flour. So let's check what it is. Okay, so we have a half cup here, 1 cup, and 1.5 cup is here, but our mixture is just a little bit above 1 cup, so we'll say 1.25 or even less than that. So we are just going to say 1.25 cup is what our mixture is today. And we just fed our sourdough starter. So how do you store your sourdough starter on the counter? I like to use a container that I can close loosely. So we are using this jar, and you can see that it is now tight the way I close it. We are going to move it to the side of our counter, the far back, where we are now going to disturb the sourdough starter for the next 24 hours. And I'm just going to use a cloth towel to cover it. And we sell cloth towels at ninassoap.com. Or you can use any dish towel you have to cover it, to keep flies out and direct sunlight off of it as well. What do you do with the sourdough discard? At this point, we are going to throw it away. Our sourdough starter is rising. We are growing. Good organism that we want in it is growing. And today it was 2.5 cups, right? We want to get it to 3 cups level to know that it doubles in size. But technically we can say that it doubled in size. But I think yesterday it was 1.5 cups when we fed it. So if it doubled, it should be 3 cups. Today when we fed it, it was 1.25 cups. So we'll see how it's going to be tomorrow. So at this point, I will say, if you are not sure, you can ferment flour with your discard. It's better you throw it away. It's like having flour mixed with water left at room temperature for hours. So for food safety purposes, it might just be better to throw it away. When you keep feeding your sourdough starter and you get it to the point that it double in sizes, more than once, you can use that discard to mix with dough to bake bread or pizza, and see if it'll rise for you, within 24 hours for you to bake with. But until then, let's just put this in the trash. It can go in your compost bin, it can go in your garden. If you mulch your garden, you can just mulch it with this as well. It just does not look pretty, but it is flour, so it's from the land. It can return to the land. It will break down. It just won't look pretty for a while. And or you just put it in the trash. So we are just going to throw this one away. But at the speed that our flour dough starter is rising is very promising, because the first 2 times that I made my sourdough starter, when I first made it with whole wheat, it took me about 14 days for the sourdough starter to double in sizes. I don't recall the exact things because it was back in 2015, but it took me days to get there. So, and when I did in 2020 with bleached flour, it took me about 14 days as well to get there. I have videos, and I'll put the playlist in the video descriptions for you to check it out if you want to make sourdough starter with bleached flour. I think it took me about 14 days, but during some days it will rise quite a bit. But I believe, you know, I fed it for about 14 days before I felt confident using the discard to bake. So, but this one seems to be going very fast. You know, we are in day 5, and earlier one day it doubled in size or went that high as well. So I don't know if it was day 2, which is very surprising. And I have that issue with the bleached flour. Early one of the days it just rose quite a bit, and I have that with this one as well, but then it start, you know, rising slowly but more and more every day. So that's what I would have expected. So we'll see how it's going to be next after 24 hours again. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for all your comments, and we thank you all that subscribe to our channel. Yes, you can make your own sourdough starter, and you can use any wheat flour you have on hand. It could be whole wheat, it could be all-purpose unbleached flour, it could be bleached flour. Just pick one flour type to make your sourdough starter, and after your sourdough starter is done, the flour you used to bake with, you can use it to feed it. So you can make your sourdough starter with one of the 3 types of flour that I just listed: whole wheat, bleach, or unbleached, all-purpose flour. You can use any of them to make your sourdough starter. Just choose one to make the sourdough starter, and you can feed your sourdough starter after it's done and ready to bake with. You can feed it with any of those 3 as well. So yeah, I bake with unbleached flour, but in 2020, when I couldn't have enough on hand, the store didn't have it, I switched to bleached flour. I fed my sourdough starter bleached flour, and I used the discard to bake. But that sourdough starter I made in 2015 using whole wheat flour, and when it was done ready to bake after that 14 days, I purchased unbleached flour, and that's what I used to feed the sourdough starter from that point on and bake with until 2020, where I couldn't find unbleached flour dough starter at the grocery store and switched to bleached flour. And I used bleached flour until 2022, this year, when I was able to find unbleached flour again at the grocery store and stock up on. So I switched back to unbleached flour, and that's what I've been using to feed my sourdough starter and use the discard to bake. So in 2020, when I make my sourdough starter using bleached flour, when it was ready to bake with, and I bake with the discard, the one that I fed, I just mix it with my 2015 sourdough starter, to just have one sourdough starter in stock to feed, and I fed both of them together, mixed together. I fed them with bleached flour 2020, 2021, and 2022. And when I switched to unbleached flour in 2022, that's what I've been using to feed my sourdough starter. So yeah, you can switch, you can use any of those 3 types of flour to feed your sourdough starter. The organism in it will be fine. Your sourdough starter will be fine. But when you are making the sourdough starter from scratch, choose one of the 3 types of flours to make it, to get it to rise and double in size for you to be able to bake with. From that point, you can switch to the flour you want it to bake with on a regular basis. You can switch to that flour to feed your sourdough starter. Thank you so much. I'm Afiabi Liberman, creators of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel and ninasoap.com our blog. We do have free download categories on our blog where you can find templates you can use to manage your finances or to manage your business, and those are free. You don't need to subscribe or enter your email to access those free downloads. And also, we discuss and share different ways you can save money and different ways you can make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on your job to feed your family. And by making your own sourdough starter, you are going to be able to bake your own bread. You are going to be able to bake your own pizza, and it saves you money doing those things than buying them. For instance, there is a French steak roll that I purchased from the grocery store, and I like to buy it when it's on sale. That way I can just put in the freezer, and that's a quick bread for me to go to days that I want to make a quick meal. I can make sandwich with it, and I like that bread. But the price rose, and in 2020 we couldn't even find it at the grocery store. They didn't have it on sale. After a certain period of time, they will have it on sale for you guys for anyone to buy those bread from the bakery station at the grocery store, and they sell it at Walmart. But we couldn't find that bread, to purchase. So I just bake a lot in 2020. Bake our own bread a lot in 2020. So knowing how to do those things from scratch, when you cannot purchase it, you just buy it. They will sell it at full price, but I just didn't want to buy it at full price. Therefore, if it's not on sale, I just make plan to bake my own bread. So, and now in 2022, prices are not any better at the grocery store. There is a French bread that usually they sell it for $1 when it's not on sale, and when it's on sale you'll find it for 25 cents. And I like to buy those as well to make garlic bread or to make herb butter bread. That way we can use it like garlic toast. When you put it in the oven, you can toast it and serve it with pasta. And I like to purchase those, and slice it, put herb butter in it, and freeze it, or just freeze it like that without anything inside, and then take it and use it. So, and 2022, when we found it on sale, less than a week ago, my husband found it on sale and purchased quite a bit of those. On sale, it was like $1.03. Something that used to be 25 cents is $1.03. And he purchased, more than one of it so we can freeze it. So making your own bread is going to cost you less. You are just going to use flour, you are going to use water. Even the flour went up. I used to buy the unbleached flour for $1.22 or something like that for the 5-pound bag. Now I think it's close to $3, if it's not more than that. And when I'm baking sourdough bread, I will use 6 cups. That way I can make 2 loaf of it, but you can use 3 cups as well. So I don't really know how many cups of flour is in the 5-pound bag. I believe it's like 10, I'm not sure. But again, that natural sourdough bread, I'm not sure if you want to buy it from the bread bakery store like Palmyra. I don't know if they do that, but if you go to a bakery store, you wanted to buy sourdough bread, I'm not sure you are going to find it at the price it's going to cost you to make it yourself. So if the flour, let's say the flour costs us $3 and we use 6 cups, and let's assume that 6 cups is half of the flour in it, and we use 6 cups with water. So what I will do when I use 6 cups of flour, I will use a half cup of, no, I will use the sourdough discard. I will feed half cup of my sourdough starter, and then I will use the discard to mix with 6 cups of flour, and I will add 2 cups of water to it. I will mix it together, and for bread I like to add sugar to it. Let it rise, divide the dough in 2, put a little flour on the cutting board, and just roll a little bit, knead a little bit. I don't need it too much. And then I will let it rise for a little bit in the cast iron pan, 2 cast iron pan, and just bake it. So it cost me $1.50 or so now to bake that bread, when it used to cost me 50-70 cents. If the flour is $1.22 divided by 2, you see it's like 70 cents or less. Now it's costing me about $1.50 if I'm using half of the flour to bake. And I'm not sure you are going to find sourdough bread, 2 of it, at the grocery store for $1.50. So that's how you save money, by doing some stuff yourself. One, it might be healthier because you can control the quality of the ingredient going in it. If you are baking sourdough pizza, it's the same recipe that I use. I just don't add flour, I don't add sugar to it, I don't add salt to it. So the crust won't have salt. That's something good right there. And then the topping, you can choose what you want to add to it, the quality of the meat you want to add to it. If you want to add vegetables to it, whatever you want to add to it, you'll add to it. And again, I use 6 cups of flour, 2 cups of water, and the sourdough discard. So that's $1.50. And then I will put it in 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll put it in 4 cast iron pan. They are all different sizes, and I bake pizza for the whole house, and we'll have some leftovers. So the crust for those 4 cups cost me about $1.50, and then the cost of the ingredient I'll add as topping. So by making your sourdough starter from scratch to make your own sourdough pizza, your own sourdough bread, your own sourdough crouton, you save money. And the money you save on some area of your grocery, as your grocery staples or grocery expenses, you can use that saving toward some other grocery staples that have increased in price. You can use that saving there. That way you are not going to increase your grocery budget if you don't want to. You will keep the same grocery budget. You don't spend more than what you set to spend. Even though your grocery staple price is going up, you are going to spend about the same. That's what I'm calling by the grocery budget. You set a budget to spend within that budget for your groceries. You don't increase that budget, even though prices for items in your grocery list went up. By saving in one area, either cooking from scratch or buying some staples on sale, you can use that saving to purchase some other grocery staples that won't go on sale, but you still need to have on hand. Flours that we use, they don't go on sale, so we still need to buy them. So when we are able to buy some stuff on sale we will be able to save on our grocery budget and use that change to stock up on flour, for instance, so that we can cook from scratch, making our own pizza and our own bread, instead of buying pizza crust or buying frozen pizza or ordering pizza from pizza places. See what I'm talking about? Yeah. So you are working hard for your money. You want to be able to save your money so that you can use some of it to invest, either in your own business, in the stock market, in rental properties, or a combination of three, so that your money can continue working for you. You don't have to trade your time for money each time you have to make one extra dollar. Thank you so much for your time.